Now, in this Sidemen Reacts, they're saying why 2021 will be worse than 2020. Which, I don't know. I really honestly, personally do not know if 2021 is going to be worse than 2020. Honestly, how can it? But at the same time, there's many reasons and ways that it can get worse, but I'm trying to look on the positive. Really trying, because Lord knows we need a little bit more positivity than last year. So, tell us, Sidemen. Well, I mean, they're going to react to channels saying why, but you know what I mean. So, let's just see what the boys think. I guess I should say, let's see what the boys think about will 2021 be worse. Because I'm really trying to look on the bright side, and I'm really hoping it won't be. Just really hoping. So without further ado, let us get into this video right now.
You're not going to be able to leave your house in 2021. The year's going to be shit.
Bro, who would have thought a pandemic would do this?
This is bad. This is bad. This is bad.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy KSI,
Guys,
and I'm here with Simon, Josh, and Toby. And today we are reacting to why 2021 will be a horrible year. Okay.
Optimistic on that.
When you come to this whole react channel to make your day better.
Yeah, basically.
I was about to ruin your day, sorry.
It's just,
thanks KSI for the great suggestion once again.
Yeah,
well, I mean, it was no. It wasn't my suggestion. Someone,
your suggestion.
Someone from the people. One of the people suggested it, and I saw it. And then I was like, yo, let's see what this is about.
Oh my God.
We should put that form in the description of every single video.
You should.
Yeah, we should.
And we get more and better suggestions. So if you have a suggestion, down below in the description.
Down below. It will be there. It will be there.
It will be. It will be.
I specifically remember KSI saying this video will be fun to watch.
No. I'm just intrigued to see. Like,
hey, maybe it will be. Let's just press play.
No, he said something about laughing at paupers. I don't know. It was something like that.
Oh my God.
Wait, shut up.
What are you on about?
Snake, what do you mean?
Yeah, KSI, you're the snake.
No.
That was guilty conscience, you know.
He's not snaking anyone, bro. No, anyway, let's just move on.
2020 wasn't exactly a barrel of laughs for most people. We won't even go into biblical fires, floods, famine, and swarms of hungry locusts. COVID-19 was a good enough reason to get most people to admit that 2020 wasn't their favorite year to date. You don't have to get the virus to hate the damn thing. Maybe it robbed you of work. Maybe it drove you half crazy trying to fully understand it. Maybe it made you anxious and depressed as it did for millions of others. Maybe after lockdown you looked at your protruding belly and almost thought you were pregnant.
JJ?
Let's face it, we can all
I'm actually in shape, you know. Like, man's 91 kg.
Yeah, but what shape?
Yeah, what shape?
In shape.
All I can picture right now is you hanging out of that window at Beta Squad House.
Yeah.
I love my friends.
You know my friends.
You too, bro.
Watching JJ run at Leighton Orient.
The question is, can things get any worse? Could 2021 be a kind of horror sequel to 2020?
Beg the answer,
Remember
no.
that tagline from the movie Jaws? Just when you thought it was safe to go back in the
Oh.
water. Let's imagine the movies. 2020, the year of the pandemic, and the sequel, 2021, the beginning of the end. Maybe you're now thinking, no way, no damn way things could be worse than this.
God, no.
Things couldn't get any worse. Well, we're sorry to inform you, but things could always get worse. Now you need to hear how things could really go down in 2021. It goes without saying that if no COVID-19 vaccine was released and available to the public at large next year, then deaths could continue to spiral and lockdowns could carry on, destroying economies and wrecking families. As we write this, there's news about a vaccine, and it is positive news. Preliminary trials suggest it works, but it's early days. And also, as we write this, there has been a huge spike in COVID daily deaths. What if the virus mutates into something worse? Is that
It's already mutated.
According to Nature magazine, one of the better science resources out there, the virus has been mutating.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's already,
well-known virologist
just
said about that,
it's
but
just going downhill.
It would sound like scientific gobbledygook. In simple terms,
I didn't open 3 pestles. What?
Wait, so it's already been mutated?
We
Yeah.
knew that, didn't we?
I believe so.
Yeah,
Some
we
strands
already knew that.
get stronger apparently, or like more hard hitting.
Brilliant.
The good news is scientists came out and said the media exaggerated that. You can go online and see the numerous news stories with headlines saying things like mutation more contagious and mutation more deadly.
So you were wrong.
That might not be true at the moment, but the fact is this virus could get worse next year. It's unlikely, but it definitely could happen. In November, a group of scientists was asked to predict what the state of the pandemic would be in 21.
Excuse me, sorry.
They guessed it, they had no idea. One scientist at Yale said the Pfizer vaccine looks promising, but he also said even if the vaccine passes more
It's
trials
outdated
with
now
flying
because
colors,
Pfizer vaccine's
it'll take
been used.
many months to get people
Is
vaccinated.
that not what they're giving people right now?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, like as we speak.
If you have allergic reactions, you can't have it.
Oh, wow.
Because that's too bad, like really bad side effects or something.
Do they know what the allergy is?
No, it just said
No, they
allergic
just said if you have
reactions.
They
allergic
just
reactions in
okay. So
general.
okay.
Well, if you have any allergic reaction, you can't have it. So
Why
like,
hay fever?
I've
That's
got-
allergic reaction, no?
I have peanuts.
I have peanuts.
I have peanuts.
I have a peanut allergy, so
I have peanuts.
Peanut.
Gosh, you have mushroom.
True. And hay fever. I've got a mushroom tip.
well,
No one said that.
That's the only part of allergy for the mushroom I'm allergic to.
The tip. Just the tip.
Stop it.
So you can take the shaft of a mushroom.
okay, guys, what's going
Stop.
on?
I'm not
What's
gonna
going
take
on?
it, but I'm not allergic to it.
Oh my god.
I played the video now.
Yeah, for
Magically disappear. Well,
Nice.
it likely won't. Viruses have been known to peter out in the past, but we might have another year on our hands. Another scientist said it won't be enough just vaccinating certain groups of people, i.e. those most vulnerable. In other words, we aren't going to solve the COVID problem just because we most likely have a vaccine that will stop COVID in its tracks for 80% of those that are given. More virus
Does she hate
casualties
Toby?
are only a possibility, but what's almost certain is the chaos that will happen next year because of global lockdowns. The fallout from lockdowns is very real. Some astute investors, COVID-19 contractors, tech folks, and vaccine makers might be getting incredibly rich as the
like a
sun
vape pen.
shines down on empty streets. But the vast majority of folks have been hit hard by the pandemic. It might be bad now, but what about next year? It's hard to say just how many people have lost their jobs due to lockdowns. As we write this, The Guardian says 670,000 jobs have been lost in the UK since the start of the year.
Jesus Christ.
Spain, a country that is very reliant on tourism for its economy, is said to be the hardest hit country in Europe. In Thailand, it's reported that 1 million people working in the tourism industry lost their job this year. And they had no help or hardly any help from the government.
I mean, this is already depressing as it is.
This is really.
It really
Search
is.
this video. This might be worse than the cricket funnies.
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
At least the cricket funnies was funny.
Well,
For all the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
It's living up to what I thought it would be, though. Like, it's just more depressing.
I mean,
Yeah.
there was no way that this could be good.
True.
Realistically.
yeah, true.
OECD statistics show a massive economic decline
That's
in
a
many
positive
countries.
graph.
The Pew Research Center said in September, 1 in 4 U.S. adults had trouble paying their bills since the
1 in 4.
outbreak. It also reported
Wow.
25% of
Jeez.
people said that someone in their house had lost
Wow.
their job. 50% of them had
video's
another
just getting
job, but the
worse.
other half is still unemployed. Okay, so these statistics are going to change a lot, but one thing is for sure, there will be no more magic wands available. Millions and millions of people around the world are going to face hardship and debt next year. COVID poverty is very real. We might see how these hardships manifest next year. We already know that in the US, suicide hotlines have been busier than ever this year.
getting worse.
Worried
Right,
about
it
the
was
effect
literally
stress
news on
has on the
screen.
body? Yep, it negatively affects the efficacy of the immune system. That might translate into more health problems next year. In the US, there's already a drug addiction problem
You say
that
crime's
is
gonna go up as
frankly
well.
out of control. The question is, with all this
guess,
job
yeah.
loss, stress, and depression, do you think 2021 will see positive results regarding
got bunch
addiction?
on.
Listen to this excellent
God.
research paper.
Try to get some positive spin on the video.
According
Yeah,
to a
try
recent
and
study
I
didn't even
from
pay
World
attention to what
Trust,
Josh
the
was
high
saying,
levels
or-
of stress, isolation, and unemployment.
Hey, can
due
we
to the
stop this and
COVID-19
just watch Calix's video? Well, I mean, that one at least has some, positivity to
True.
it. It
True.
at least gives you
He
some.
spins negatives into positives.
Yeah.
He gives you some insight and stuff. This
Maybe
one is just.
but this might at the end. It
this
might go.
is bad.
It might
This
go.
is
But
bad.
hey, guys,
This
we're
is
all
bad.
still alive and we're all
No,
still
it's
kicking.
not. This one is basically telling us that everyone's gonna die in 2021.
And we're not all still alive.
No, people watching it would you'd be like, okay, look, if you watch this video, look, you're still here, you're still alive, it will get better. That's what it's gonna say.
Yeah,
I believe in the video, it's gonna happen.
As for suicides, we're not going to bother citing all the news media and studies. Look for yourself. Thoughts of suicide and actual suicide have increased in many countries. So, if you were the kind of person to gamble, how much money would you put on 2021 being a bumper year for
Can't care, so
addiction,
you do.
suicide, ill health, and mental illness?
yeah. I don't.
I think it'd be a good year.
Nah, you know what? Let's still be positive.
Grand on it being.
I think it'd be a good year. I think people will spin it. I think people will have a positive outlook on it.
The issue is people do think that as soon as it hits midnight on New Year's,
Everything's gonna be
that
good.
Yeah.
Codex goes, you know what, actually? I'm giving you like a rough year. I'm a piece.
Have fun. Enjoy this year. I'll be back 2022.
I don't think lockdowns that ever get worse now.
I don't think we'll have another lockdown.
What about crime rates? We already know this year the murder rate went through the roof in some big cities in the US. But do you think this will be a trend in 2021? What about domestic violence? What happens when you upset the flow of drugs and gangs and they struggle to get their cut? It's too early to say just how crime rates will be affected by lockdowns, but so far, the outlook isn't good. COVID has created a perfect storm, and we don't think anyone will disagree. The question is, how bad will the storm be? Maybe it'll fade away and not be half as bad as some people think, or maybe it'll be far worse. A real home wrecker. 2021 could be the year that crime goes through the roof. Maybe some people already know this in the US because gun purchases drastically increased this year.
Did it?
Okay, so far we have mass job loss. As a result of this, we have stress. We also have depression and debt. We might see some more drug and alcohol use, and we might see surges in crime.
KSI.
Is that it? The end of the show?
but
No.
I love, bro. We're not even halfway through the video. Oh my god.
Jesus
Things
Christ.
get a lot worse. Imagine this scene. It's July 2021 and you just gone out to Walmart to pick up
We're
that
in
gift
Ibiza.
for your aunt's birthday. You walk through the doors and before you can get that far, a robot that looks like a mini version of those Doctor Who Daleks approaches you.
Exterminate.
It doesn't say
Daleks,
exterminate,
you know.
but it says
It's a
do
Daleks.
not enter. Go
Where's
straight
that
back
going?
home. You are currently in violation
Oh.
of Clause 6.0606 of the Enhanced Freedom to Not Do Much law. Do not ignore this demand. Oh, and you have an outstanding parking fine. And we also know about that sketchy website you visited
do
at
definitely
2:38
try
p.m.
something
last
there.
week. We're just kidding, of course, but privacy advocates around the world are right now very
you
concerned
see where that was
about
pointing
new
at?
surveillance
Yes,
technology.
yes. At his dick. I'm trying to listen, fam.
bro, it's the same thing. It's you're not going to be able to leave your house in 2021. The year's going to be shit.
No.
No, they're all about privacy now. They're saying
Yeah,
that
this is-
the surveillance on us is going to be stronger.
What? No. It's shout out to Bill Gates and his vaccine, isn't it?
Was it
What?
Bill Gates?
I don't think this is what he's talking about. I think he's talking about
He's talking about the vaccine tracking all of our.
I don't think he
Oh,
is about to
legit.
say that. I think he's. Let's
What
find out what he's
was
talking about though.
He's talking about surveillance, like tracking trace type shit.
Yo, no, Bill Gates is tracking that 90-year-old woman.
Oh my god.
For God's sake.
God damn it. Okay.
Let's play.
Know what he's
We already have facial recognition cameras that can tell if you have a high temperature. We already have drones and robots that move around public spaces and tell you what to do. These things
We
might
do?
help in time of crisis, but is there a chance that this technology will create a kind of dystopia that we've been seeing in sci-fi movies for a while now? Some of the biggest human rights organizations this year came out and said they were worried governments might use the pandemic as an excuse to curtail our freedom. When governments enforce restrictions on our freedom, they usually stay. And 2020 is just a warm-up for 2021. If the virus doesn't go away, perhaps in 21 we'll be tracked and traced to the extent that we start to feel our freedoms have diminished.
Told
Will
you.
next year usher in police
Josh.
states around the world?
Josh.
Some have government spy on us without telling us, but could things get a lot worse? As the American Civil Liberties Union wrote, maybe after they've watched you outside and in your home and on the web.
Do you mind getting
Yeah,
No, I actually couldn't care less.
that's what I was about to say. Like, I don't think it's a big deal.
like in London? They always say like you're. Is it one of the most like surveilled? What's the word?
heavily surveilled.
Well, yeah,
areas.
most like watch people in the world by cameras and stuff.
Really?
But that kind of makes you feel safe at the same time.
Yeah, because
Like no matter where I go in London, there's a camera that can see me.
yeah, so you know, like if there's a crime or anything, you know the person who has done the crime will probably get caught. Like,
I feel like as long as you're not doing anything wrong.
Yeah,
then you
true.
shouldn't
Then
be
there's
worried
no
about being
problem.
watched.
Yeah.
True.
The government
But
don't
it
care.
is-
Oh, KSI is on Pornhub again. What's he doing?
That's what I
he's
mean.
a bit-
Oh wait, he's cum shots, yeah.
He's gone for lesbian today. All right.
No, but it's more about stuff like the concerns around governments like selling your data to private companies and stuff. That's where people have the issues, no?
But are they gonna sell my data so they can advertise me their new product?
I've never got adverts about dwarf porn. Like no, but like I've never had an advert like that. And so like,
What just happened?
I think Jay just admitted to watching dwarf porn.
What just happened?
I think he just admitted to watching dwarf porn.
bro, it's just being able to like pick them up and just
Okay,
Oh,
I don't like this.
Okay, you need to chill.
Some
Stop.
solutions to the crisis may, via mission creep, result in systems which would allow unprecedented surveillance of society at large. China is already a surveillance state that's criticized in the West, but don't be surprised if in 2021 Western countries adopt the China monitoring model. Welcome to the new normal, aka 1984, a true story by George Orwell. And for our viewers in China, well, we know you can only watch our show via proxy since YouTube is banned there, but just know that you're in our thoughts. And what about that necessity we call food? During the height of the pandemic, the New York Times reported that food banks across the U.S. couldn't meet the demand of the hungry. Demand for food assistance is rising at an extraordinary rate, said the newspaper.
Hey, yo, what's Jeff Bezos doing?
How's that come about?
No, bro. My man's
Okay,
like,
peas.
no, bro. Surely he's watching this video like, I could do bits. Like, I could actually, like, make everyone's 2021.
Does he actually have, like, the thing to say is, like, I don't, he hasn't
He
actually
doesn't
got the
actually,
money.
he doesn't
Amazon
actually have the money. Yeah. He's like,
He doesn't have in his bank account, like,
Isn't that
100
what he's
billion
like-
sitting
isn't
there.
that what he's
Amazon
like
is
worth?
worth that much
Yeah,
money.
yeah,
So he has to
yeah.
sell Amazon and then he can do stuff.
Yeah, and know who the fuck's gonna buy Amazon? Who the fuck can buy
No one can
Amazon?
afford
The
Amazon.
Sidemen
The thought, no.
What?
Stop it.
will buy Amazon.
No, stop.
Heavily
I'd love
discounted
to.
rate.
Well, I don't think we can buy 1% of Amazon.
We couldn't.
I guess we're gonna have to stick to sidemenclothing.com.
Hey!
Everyone should check out and subscribe, please.
Subscribe.
Yes.
Newsletter too, so you can subscribe.
True.
God, don't
Yeah, I
worry,
guess
guys.
you could.
4 more minutes and we're done with this.
Okay.
I'm losing my mind, bro. This is really
It
sad.
really
Go
is.
online and read about food queues stretching for miles, and that's not only in the US. The Guardian reported in November that there was an emerging group of people in the UK, what it called the newly hungry. These were mostly desperate middle-income families, not only poor families.
Yeah, he skipped leg
So
day.
think about it. Economies probably won't go into
can't
hyperdrive
eat.
in 21. Jobs won't all just come back since so many businesses have gone for good. Get ready for a new normal of food banks popping up all over the place next year. Experts also think homeless rates will rise next year. In the US, the Coalition for the Homeless said there will be a tsunami of evictions if people don't get help from the government to assist them to pay their rent. This help will have to be ongoing if it's to work. Right now in the US, there's an eviction moratorium to protect people, but that's only in place until December 31st. One expert predicts mass evictions at the beginning of the new year. What an awful come down that would be after
They
the
put
celebration.
fireworks for
Let's
that.
also
Yeah.
remember that
Put it
while a
calm
lot of
down.
our viewers come from the US, millions of people who watch our shows come from countries that have very threadbare safety nets for people in place who've hit a financial rock bottom. What if people don't get the help they need? If you walk down some streets in LA or city centers in UK cities, you'd think these two countries belong to the developing world or worse, post-apocalyptic nations. The homeless problem is insane and it could get much worse next year. The Washington Post wrote in September that hundreds of millions of people were on the brink of starvation because of the pandemic. Oxfam wrote that the world should be prepared for a hunger pandemic. Other organizations are warring off mass starvation in poorer nations that are already suffering from endless conflicts and agricultural chaos. The World Bank estimated in 2020 that by 2021 there will be 150 million more people living in extreme poverty.
150 million.
Can we stop watching?
Yeah.
Can you put some
Yeah,
positive spins on this
yeah,
video?
this is-
Can you at least say, like,
Where's the
think we're
bar?
gonna
What, yeah,
all these
what-
like companies going out of business,
Yeah.
but the world's changed, so that means there's no, like, brand new emerging markets, which creates more jobs. Like, why can't they just have like some kind of positive spin?
Who
Exactly.
would have thought a pandemic would do this?
Everyone.
Probably everyone.
If you didn't think this,
I
then
mean,
oof.
But what if millions of people do start to face starvation? What can be the upshot of that
Well, this is the
besides
world's
dying or
smallest
ill
pitchforks.
health? Well, one thing that might happen is people start looking
Toby.
for a populist despot to get them out of the fix. More conflicts could break out, more war, more desperation. If history has taught us anything, it's that
More Among
that's
Us.
always a recipe for
more
disaster.
manga.
If local nations start seeing more people without enough to eat, what might be the consequence of that? More desperate voters rallying behind the banner of a despot. More honest people turn to a life of crime. People will do anything to survive. Not enough food in 2020 could mean devastation in 2021. America's infamous prison industrial complex is probably getting ready for a big expansion. Could it get any worse than that? Yes, of course.
Oh my god.
There's no
Seriously?
positive spin
No
coming.
good-
There's no
In
positive
terms
spin.
of politics, Conservatives are constantly arguing with liberals, and it seems no
Put back the girl with Bunda on again.
Oh, it's cricket funnies again.
Asking,
I'd rather take that too.
Than it does about who said what on Twitter. Just look online and check out Protests 2020. It's been a big year for disagreements. This could, of course, lead to progressive change, and we all might live happily ever after, maybe in the long run.
That sounds good.
But what if all this division leads to larger protests that turn to violence that manifests as a civil war? Something has got to give. There has to be a middle ground, or 2021 could be a very ugly year. Let's not forget that people genuinely fight for causes, but when you throw in mass unemployment and hunger, sometimes anger comes ahead of reason. Maybe
Why is the
you'll
world
be lucky
sideways?
enough to have cash.
I don't know.
That's not
But that doesn't mean you won't suffer. Travel research showed that during lockdowns in 2020, people were gunning to get out of their country and travel. But what if that can't happen next year? What if borders don't open? What if the travel you have to navigate so much red tape, it's just not worth the trouble? That'll mean another year in the same place, watching the same disaster
Americans feel
news,
cancelled
wondering when
differently to
you'll
us.
ever be able to escape.
Oh, they did a whole loop.
So this is
It's
all
back to
very
this.
grim, but remember, it's a worst-case scenario show. Don't worry, soon we'll turn all this on its back and give you a best-case scenario
Yeah.
show.
Oh, thank God.
I need that.
Remember,
Oh,
things
right.
could always be worse. And
Surely the best
if you need
scenario
little
is like a
silver
30-second video.
We just go back to normal.
We just,
Yeah.
the
COVID
world
goes,
good
everyone's happy.
again.
Done.
COVID's gone
I'm not
forever.
gonna lie, I woke up thinking I'm gonna take on the world today. It's gonna be a good day.
He's going back to
Okay.
bed.
Hey.
I'm going straight
Yeah,
back to bed.
you just go straight back
This is
to bed.
awful.
Flame ski.
Woo!
Blame
Yeah,
Jamie.
2021. Let's
You're a very
go.
blessed
Jay.
individual. I don't think you'll be starving next year.
Give more money to charity.
No.
Simon.
Fair enough.
Thanks for watching. Yeah, subscribe to us, please.
Oh my god. Okay, so that was worst case scenario that could happen. I want to see the best case scenario, and you know, and then if they do that, there could be a good middle ground, you know, so where it's not the worst, but it's not the best. It's like a happy medium kind of ting. So, like I said, I'm trying to stay positive for this new year. I mean, did the year start off great for me? No, not really. But I'm trying. Well, because honestly, this year's like the one year that I legit like. Well, because my birthday is December 31st, you know, and usually I can hang out with friends and like, you know, we do something. This is the first year I've never been able to do that, so I was like, ooh. So I think that's why literally rolling into the new year, I didn't realize it was already 2021. Like, not gonna lie, like, I know it's only the 3rd of January, but it literally feels like it's still December. It literally still feels like it's December to me. Like, I feel like it's not even January yet. So, but like I said, I'm gonna try to look on the bright side of things for this year. I mean, granted, I did last year, but there was some times I was just like, no, I couldn't do it. But I'm gonna try my best to try to stay positive. So, and I hope you guys can, hopefully maybe you guys find these videos and maybe hopefully give you some uplifting, not advice, because I really don't give advice, uplifting energy, I guess is what I'm looking for. You know, just, you know, make you a little, like, get you, just crack a little smiles, you know, at least on your face while watching this. Well, not specifically this one, but my videos in general, I'm hoping will, you know, at least put a smile on your guys' face for a little bit. And then, yeah, reality hits again, but at least for that little bit, you know, you were happy. So, but other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. I didn't really enjoy this video, but I really hope that they watch the best case scenario one here in a bit. So, but yeah, other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Granted, I don't know if you did or not, because I don't know if I would either. It's like, but I hope to see all you beautiful, wonderful people in my next video. All right, I love you all. Bye.